How's it going, Yogi Warriors? Emily Warrior here. Today I have for you a infinity yoga flow. So basically what I mean by that is we can just go through rounds and rounds and rounds of this little yoga sequence. So we'll only do a few rounds in this video, and if you want to keep going, you're more than welcome to keep going afterwards. But for the sake of keeping this video nice and short, we'll get started. So coming onto your mat and with the toes together, standing at the top. Stand nice and tall through the body here in your mountain pose or Tadasana. Inhale, reaching the arms out and up. Exhale, hinging from the hips, dive into a forward fold. We can generously bend the knees here. Inhale, lengthen through the legs, bring the fingertips to the mat, palms to the shins or thighs for a half lift. Nice flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms into your mat and step it back to your downward facing dog. Just take a moment to paddle the feet. On your next inhale, lift up the right foot nice and high in line with your right hip. So we're not opening that right hip out to the side of the room. Keep that right hip facing down towards your mat. The toes point down to the mat. And we're pressing that heel away from you. So we're nice and active in that right leg. And don't worry about how high the leg comes up. Maybe the leg only comes to about here. That's absolutely fine if it means that we keep that hip facing the ground. Exhale, bend your right knee. Step the foot between the hands and gently drop the back heel down. Inhale, windmill the arms and come up to your warrior two. So your hips come to line with the long side of the mat. The shoulders relax down the back and the arms are in line with the shoulders. Gazing at the middle finger on your right hand. Deep breaths. Pulling the belly in. Core is engaged. We have a nice bend in that front knee. The knee is in line with the ankle. One more breath. Relax the arms down and just step this front foot in a pace. Bring the hands to the hips or together in prayer, and we'll gently take off the left foot. Coming in to your warrior three, minding your balance. Take your time here. Squeezing those toes of the right foot into the mat. And again, this left hip is facing down to the mat. We're not opening out to the side. Keep the hip and toes pointing down. We can even have a bend in this right knee here. And if we have any blocks, we can always rest the hands on some blocks like so to help with our balance if we're a bit wobbly today. Nice deep breaths. My right side is always much wobblier compared to my left, so just take your time. If you fall out, find your way back in. It's not about being perfect in these yoga asanas. One more breath. On your next exhale, bend into that right knee, and we'll bend this left knee, bring it to the outside of your right foot. So we come into our Lord of the Fishes. Otherwise, you can just bring yourself to sit with the right leg on top. Left foot comes round to the right hip. Inhale, sit nice and tall. Exhale, twist round to your right. Looking back behind your shoulder. Nice, slow, deep breaths. One more breath. Exhale, we can come back to our center. We can roll over the legs, step it back to your downward facing dog. Take a moment to paddle the feet. On your inhale, shift your weight into a plank. Exhaling, knees, chest and chin or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. And then we'll do that sequence on the left. Inhale, lift up the left foot, step it between the hands and drop the back heel down. Inhale, windmill the arms up to your warrior two. I'll turn around so you guys can see me. So again, the hips are in line with the long side of the mat. This back foot is in line with the short side of the mat. Arms are in line with the shoulders. And we're gazing at the middle finger on your left hand. One more breath. Exhale, release the hands down and step that front foot in a pace. Bring the hands together in prayer, and we can take off that right foot, coming into our warrior three on the left side. And again, you may find one side feels a lot more stronger in your balance compared to the other. So if this side's a bit wobbier compared to the right, that's fine. Slowly find your way back in if you fall out, or use your blocks. Ooh. Keep that right hip and the toes facing down. One more breath, you got this. Exhale, bending into that left knee, bend your right knee. And we can always bring the fingers to the mat here to help ourselves. And we can bring that right knee to the outside of the left foot, or left leg, if you will. Inhale, sit nice and tall. Exhale, twist around to your left and hug onto the leg. Nice deep breath. One more breath. Exhaling, come back to your center. We can roll over the legs and find your way back to your downward facing dog. Take a moment to paddle the feet. We'll move through that sequence again, but a little bit quicker this time. So just to transition, inhale, shift your weight into a plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. On your inhale, lifting up that right foot, stepping it between the hands. Drop the back heel down. Inhale, come up to your warrior two. Deep breath in. Exhale, release the arms, step that front foot in, and find your way into your warrior three. Beautiful. Nice deep breaths. Exhale, bending into the knees and find your way to your Lord of the Fish. Sit nice and tall through the spine and twist round to your right. Exhale. Inhale, come back to your center, roll over the legs, come back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting your weight into a plank again. Exhale, knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then we'll step through the left foot. So inhale, lift up the left, step it through. Drop the back heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Step that front foot in. Exhale, take off your back foot. Come into your warrior three. Squeezing the toes into the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, bending into those knees. And come down to your Lord of the Fish, or seated twist. Sit nice and tall. Exhale, twist round to your left. Hug onto the leg. One more breath. Exhale, come back to your center. Roll over the legs again. Come back to your downward facing dog. Paddle the feet. Just taking a breath here. And we'll move through one more round. So on our next inhale, lifting up the right foot, stepping it between the hands. Drop the heel down. Windmill the arms to your warrior two. Exhale, release the arms. Step in your front foot, hands in prayer. Finding your way back to your warrior three. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend into the knees. Gently find your way to your Lord of the Fish. Exhale, twisting round to the right. Looking back behind your shoulder. Exhale, come back to your center, roll over the knees and step it back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting up the left foot, stepping it between the hands. Drop the heel down, windmill to your warrior two. Deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Step that front foot forwards. And gently taking off that back foot, coming into your warrior three again. Deep breath. Exhale, bending the knees. Gently finding your way to your Lord of the Fish. Twisting to your left. Deep breath. Exhale, come back to your center. Rolling over the legs again and stepping it back to your downward facing dog. And we can take a moment here to just paddle the feet, stretch the legs. On your exhale, gently bring the knees back down to the mat, untuck the toes, and just take it back to a child's pose for a moment. However you like to take your child's pose here. One more breath. On your inhale, slowly finding your way up, coming back to sit. Beautiful practice today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little flow. As I said at the beginning, you're more than welcome to replay this video and do a few more rounds if you feel up to it. Otherwise, you can save for later and come back whenever you feel like you need a little yoga sesh. Leave me a little comment, like the video, and subscribe to my channel for more free yoga content. Thanks again for joining me. I hope to see you next time. Namaste.